everybody. I am back in Lexington and we are on an adventure. You can see we are at 97 days until Patriots Day, the big event that I have been waiting basically my whole life for. And I wanted to check in and show you guys Lexington on a snowy day. Now, my house in New Hampshire had a lot more snow. There's just kind of a blanket here, but wanted to start here and show you an update on the countdown, and we will go from there. Gonna walk around, take a look, talk about the excitement and everything going on, check in on the progress of the new upcoming museum, and take you to the visitor center and just take a little look around. So that's what we're gonna do. It feels warm comparatively today at like 32 degrees versus the 2 degrees that it's been, so I thought it'd be a good day, and it's sunny. So I thought it would be a good day to take you on another Lexington adventure. So here we are, and we're gonna get to it. Our horse here with the belfry and surrounding lands painted on it. Very cool. They've got these art installations up as part of the celebration, getting ready for 250 here in Lexington Center. And this is going to be opening soon. I believe that it's March, and I'm excited because there's going to be a whole new museum in here with expanded galleries and information about Lexington, its place in history, and of course the start of the Revolutionary War. Okay, it says take one. So opening April, it says. Transforming the depot into a dynamic exhibition center, share never before seen treasures from our vast collection. And I did see some of the information posted about it online the other day, because places are starting to share their events. Everybody has been planning, and some of the schedules are out. And of course we are talking about the start of the Revolutionary War. So, of course, going back and connecting the dots with some of my past videos, we, had a series of unfair taxes being placed upon us. We were all British at that point, but it was governmental decisions coming down from England, and the local government unjustly taxing through a series of a whole bunch of events. Basically, then you had the Boston Tea Party really spike things off, and then the British started to get nervous as we started to fight back and take action with things like that. We had different occupations, and things like the Sons of Liberty, committees of correspondence going on, and everything came to a head with the powder alarm in Portsmouth. If you haven't seen my vlog on that, go back and give that a watch to know what I'm talking about. And then it really spiked off here in April of 1775 with, of course, the battles of Lexington and Concord, culminating on the events of April 19th. And that is what we are dealing with, and we are coming up on the 250th anniversary of that, which is incredibly exciting. And here's another one of those art installations. Look like he's got Paul Revere's horse there, maybe with representing the lantern from the Old North Church in Boston that good old Paul was sent to see, riding through history. Yes, inspired by the light of Paul Revere's lantern, horse embodies a powerful glow of hope. The boys went ahead and are getting coffee, I'm sure, over at Pete's, so I'm gonna catch up with them, and then I will catch back up with you. Coffee has been secured so I don't have grumpy babies on my hand. Nobody likes a grumpy baby. So we're good to go now. I love coffee, a little too much. I've had a lot today, and if I get it now, as much as I would love to have Pete's, because we don't have any Pete's in New Hampshire, I will not sleep. And I had so much coffee yesterday that I was like, nee! And did you like that? Nee! And I was having a tough time yesterday don't want heart palpitations, so just gonna hang out. And my boys are crazy. You know, it's like 32 and they got ice drinks. That's what they like. I was saying, we are preparing for 250th celebrations. Now, I've seen some information about some of the things that they're planning, and you know, I want to be positive here on this channel. I want to also, though, say things as I see them, and some of these things are, you know, my opinion. Everybody is certainly entitled to their opinion, and some people may not always like my opinions, and that's okay. I have noticed that some of the events planned in various places really don't have anything to do with the 250th of the Rev War or the places that are being represented, for instance, in Lexington. And then some things are loosely connected, but let's just say they're teetering on a little bit of wokeism, which I think a lot of people might join me in being tired of that crap. And I really wish that, you know, the history, timeline, and war would just be presented as it is, with, you know, out opinion or too much added onto it, because it really doesn't need it. Now, I am all about stories of different people who served in the Revolutionary War, and you know, getting the English side, getting the female side, getting different people's perspectives. But in this isn't just the 250th, this is all the time. I kind of wish that, you know, for instance, rather than, and this might anger some of you, I don't know, hopefully not. If it does, c'est la vie. My opinion is that I wish that they wouldn't make events and take the stand on separating people based on their color. So for instance, like they're planning a Black Americans in Lexington type of thing. So if they do that, it's kind of like, well, why not just put people? I think that just divides more and is silly, and I think it takes us back a few years and doesn't do much to bring unity, which is always a good idea. What happened to content of character? I understand celebrating cultures. I mean, I myself go to Scottish festivals, talk about being Scottish, and there's a separation there. There are some differences, there's some cultural things. But when you're talking about, and I will point them out, and I do understand culturally there are things that certain people group went through. Me, of all people, with my two interesting ethnic backgrounds that I am, I get it. But I also don't think that in America, and particularly when dealing with soldiers and events like this, that making a mountain out of a molehill is altogether necessary or productive. And if they were to have like something like that affected me, I'd say, hey, stop making issues out of this. It turns people off. It's counterproductive. Let's put everybody together, share their stories, and you can point out what they went through or what they were. But making such an issue out of maybe what color somebody was, not necessary, because I think most people have moved on from that, hopefully. And I mean, I like everybody. I love everyone. I could care less what somebody's ethnic background is, really, truly. I think that everybody's got a culture that's worth exploring, and all of it should be celebrated. But I think that we're a great melting pot, right? And I guess what I'm saying in all this rant, and I hope it comes across, I hope you see my heart in what I'm saying. I just hope that all these events are going to unite and not divide, prop up patriotism, the American spirit, what everyone went through, how we got here, the miracle that is America, and promotes the 250th, and that's it. That should be the only agenda. So, rant over. I mean, I said rant was over, but another example is this women's art installation they put in a while ago. It's got some things in it that are okay, some things that are good, and some things that I definitely don't agree with. I'm not even going to show them to you. And that's been what I've been doing lately. If there's something negative, I just don't show you. But it divides, and it gets kind of political, which it shouldn't. I really think we should just be displaying America and talking about Lexington and its place in history. And, you know, all the cool stuff that went down here. And, you know, talk about everyone, but, like, don't need to press an agenda, right? That's my whole thing. I mean, if people want to see that and go to that, that's their right too. I won't be taking part in things like that, so that's just me. Now, how pretty does this all look with a little blanket of snow? Like I said, we have much more in New Hampshire, and yesterday the roads were a little dicey. I had to go out and drive a distance, and it was, you know, dodgy, especially in the morning, and we got much more than this. But I thought, what a great day to come and show everybody and kind of talk about updates. So, new museum going in over there. Hopefully it's good. Lots of events coming up. This is Buckman Tavern, which has been an important stop for a long time, and I know they're planning things as well. You can tour it. They're closed for the day now, but I have been in there several times. They give you a nice little audio tour. And Paul Revere ran in here and was like, hey, it's going down. The regulars are out, and there's going to be a battle. And the battle took place right here in Lexington Green. Now, this is not, I think, what is this, my third Lexington vlog? Captain Parker statue over there looking beautiful. This is a place I love to come. I've been coming here since before we even moved to New England. I would fly out here several times. See here. Prince Estabrook. Very, very cool. Was a slave who lived in Lexington, and he was one of the Lexington Minutemen. Fought in the battle heroically. Definitely worth remembering. So I would come here all the time, and the fact that I can now hop in the car and be here, it's exactly 1 hour from our house, is magical, amazing, splendid, all of that stuff. And anytime I can get down here, have an excuse just to soak up the vibe, honestly, just being here and thinking about what went down and remembering the stories. But I am so excited for all the events coming up, and I will be vlogging that stuff and showing you guys and taking you with me and explaining more about it as days go on and as events happen. Hopefully through the whole timeline of the Rev War in general, not just here at Lexington. We've got some awesome plans. I don't want to say them out loud because if they don't come true, I don't want anyone to be disappointed, but we've got some cool things in the works, very, very cool, including some more distant trips and to places that I haven't taken you to, places that hold significance to the timeline, because it's not just about the start of the Rev War, which, you know, opening battle here, not opening shots, that was in Portsmouth, remember, but opening battle. And so we will be having many adventures together as we work through the events, you know, not just of 1775, which was here, you know, April 19th, Patriots Day, but going through the entire year. I mean, the war was not over till 1783. So lots of things in between for the years to come. A lot to look forward to, and I know that everybody is excited in planning these events, so yay, it's gonna be awesome. Now, we a little bit underestimated the cold. So yes, 32 degrees feels much better than 10 and very strong winds, which is what we've been having. However, my hands are so numb they actually hurt. I have pins and needles, even though I have very nice leather gloves on. It's freezing. We're gonna cross the street here. Hopefully this sidewalk isn't too icy or anything like that, so we can get a closer look at the green. Thinking, oh, this is gonna be warm. This is gonna be so good. Like, oh yeah, the sidewalks are a little more dicey. We were thinking it would be much better, and honestly, it's only like slightly better. It's still really cold, is what I'm saying. And of course, in April when they had the battle, there was not these weather conditions. Stand your ground, do not fire lest fired upon, but if they mean to have a war, let it begin here. Famous words. And of course, they did mean to have a war, and it did, in fact, begin right here. And, you know, the town of Lexington as well, just so beautiful. Lexington and Concord, which is, you know, 15 minutes down the road ahead of us. So many beautiful homes, very affluent area, charming, very safe, very clean. Great place to come and reflect, think about the events of the day. My hand is so cold, my fingers burn, but look how beautiful it is. My goodness. Patrick Henry's speech, which includes the lines that I always use in my outro, of course, as part of his what's now known as Give Me Liberty or Give Me Death speech, will be commemorated coming up in March. Historic St. John's Church in Richmond, Virginia, a place I absolutely love because I love Patrick Henry, and I actually love Virginia as well. So much history. It's one of my favorite states. They are planning a big reenactment, and that's super exciting. Don't know if we're gonna make it to that. It'd be amazing if we can. We're kind of playing it by ear. And like the folks who run his home site in nearby Beaver Dam, Virginia, they're planning things. And I know that Concord is planning things, of course. Even the town we live in is planning things. I am part of that committee for planning things. And, you know, it's not just New England. I think all of the United States is excited and going to be getting into the patriotic spirit. And then the following year, we have all the events for the 250th anniversary of the birthday of America. So there's going to be a whole other year after that of things, and I am sure I will wind up in Pennsylvania, probably in Philadelphia at some point between now and then, if not then, because that's going to be a huge deal for the signing of the deck. And I'm telling you, we've got a lot of years ahead, so, you know, we're just coming up upon this battle. Captain Parker looking amazing. He always does. In the snow. Extra lovely. Pretty all seasons. And so a lot going on. Got some airplanes going by. But this is going to be, they are saying that this is going to be the largest Patriots Day that they've ever had, as far as scale with crowd and event and just the scale and scope of what they have planned and what they're going to be doing. It's going to be ginormous. It's going to be epic. And I am really looking forward to it. I don't know how crazy it's going to be. I mean, I've heard things like they're trying to sort out like even shuttling people in, which they don't typically do, and organizing. They're going to have like buses even from Boston, which is crazy. I think parking will probably be, it might be a little bit of a logistical nightmare, but I know that they're working very hard to figure all that out. And, you know, props to anybody who's in the historic community. I know how hard it is to plan these things, how much work it takes, years of planning oftentimes. And I know that there's a lot of good people behind it. And I hope anyone, you know, hope you guys don't think that I'm being negative or too preachy or anything like that. Because again, I try not to do that. But at the same time, there are things that I notice that tick me off. It's a frustration. I don't like revisionist history. I don't like negativity when it comes to my peeps, this time period. anything like that, or casting a shadow on these amazing events, because there doesn't need to be one. History should speak for itself. The end. So, yes. I'll say no more about it, unless it comes up. But I wanted to see if there was new merchandise inside of the visitor center, and the visitor center was not supposed to be closed yet, but it was closed, so I will not know if there is new merchandise. I'm all about the merch, and each time I come there seems to be more and more for the 250th, so I'm sure, because honestly for years and years we would come here and it was the same merchandise. Well, even more so at the national park, like down the road. So this is part of like Minuteman National Historic Park and Trail. Like it starts here in Lexington, goes behind us, and particularly the road from here to Concord is part of that. And their big visitor center is ran by the National Park Service, which we do love our national parks. But sometimes you go back 20 years later and the merchandise hasn't changed. I'm like, come on guys, get with the program. Some of us want some cool swag. So that's been fun as well to see that, you know, they're starting to get the hint on that, and it's a commemorative moment. So there is new merchandise, but we'll have to come back another time between now and then. And I'm sure we will, and we'll see what else they have. I hope that what I've said makes sense. I just kind of wanted to like update and, you know, take a look at town and show you how pretty it is in the snow. And the weather has been so cold that I haven't been able to really film as many videos. Also, I noticed that my brakes on my car had started making a weird sound, and I'm like, oh, that's not good. I had the original brakes with like 85,000 miles on my car. So I took it into the dealership, and they were like, oh, your brake pads are not only gone, but it's down to the rotors, you're metal on metal. And I like didn't really believe them. They showed me. I was like, oh crap. So I just had to spend a nice chunk of change getting new brakes and new rotors on all four. Now we're good to go, which is especially important in the snow, but I didn't want to like drive it too much either for like a couple days. So we're good now. We're back in business. The time machine, time travel history mobile is back. So we're good for a while. And surprise, surprise, it's too cold. Now I don't like being hot, so it's always better than sweating my booty off. But there's a fine line. Why can't it just be like 65 and sunny every day? Although, as humans, I'm sure we would find something to complain about then too, right? Human nature, ugh. All right, move the car to bring you guys to the Ye Old Cemetery, also known as the Lexington Cemetery. It's very beautiful. It's kind of behind the church and these beautiful houses. And there's a sign out on the road. You could miss it if you don't know it's there. But as you can see, it's just a beautiful old cemetery. And the sun is setting and it is clear. And oh my gosh, what a beautiful night. Love this. This is my jam. You can probably hear the snow under my feet. It's pretty deep. There are a few treasures in here, starting with what I'm about to show. Right here we have the grave of a British soldier wounded that fateful day, April 19th, now known as Patriots' Day. Died at Buckman Tavern. So I guess he lingered, because it says he died April 22nd, 1775. And he's honored here as well, as it should be. I mean, we should respect all the dead soldiers, even though they were on opposing side. We were at once on their side as well. Of course, just a few years before, you know, even with things like the French and Indian War. And apparently it took some time, because this wasn't erected until, does that say 1905? Mm-hmm. 1905. So I don't know if he just had something more generic and they moved him, or if he was found. I actually don't know. I never really noticed the back before. So, pretty interesting stuff. But my gosh, this is a gorgeous night. Look at this. So beautiful. And the snow always kind of muffles everything. Puts a beautiful hush on the land. This is a little more impressive with an obelisk. So here is the whole Buckman family too, of course, proprietor of the Buckman Tavern, fixture in the community, patriot. And here is him and his whole crew. Final resting place in this beautiful spot near his home. And, you know, this is remnants of a community. We need to remember that. Like, this is, you know, the lasting evidence of what was. And I think that's part of, if you've been watching my videos, you'll know that I love these old cemeteries, because I think about the living that were mourning them. I think about what they went through at the time, depending on the era of the cemetery, what life was like around it. I find them quite beautiful in a way, and fascinating. But it's the remnants of a community. Nathan is trying to help relieve some of the snow on this one, because this is a very, not towards us, goofball. This is the grave, oh my goodness, of John Hancock the First. So John Hancock of Beacon Hill, go back and watch my Boston State House video. You'll know what I mean. It's Hancock's Beacon Hill. He is the third. So John Hancock, that you think of like the founding father, the one that has the wharf, that I also have a vlog on, conveniently. See, I've been doing a lot of deep dives on him, and he's one that I've really come to appreciate even more in recent years. But he was the third, and this is the first. This is his grandfather's grave right here. And he was a wonderful man. He was a reverend and a pillar in this community. John Hancock II, father of John Hancock, the founding father, son of liberty, raised the third John here in this town, and he was just a young boy when his dad passed away. This John Hancock here was gone by then too, and when he passed away, his uncle and aunt of Beacon Hill, the very wealthy ones, because these ones were not that wealthy, but his wealthy aunt and uncle said to his mother, "Hey, we've got an opportunity. We don't have children of our own. We love John like he is one of ours. We know he's your son. We are sorry for your loss and your situation. But if you allow us to raise him, we will give him an amazing life. We will send him to Harvard. We will let him have this mansion. Everything that is ours will be his." And it did become his, and that is how he got Beacon Hill. He did in fact go to Harvard and get an education. We're going to go to Cambridge soon too and do a video. We almost went there today, but it just got too late in the day. We had stuff to do at home. I know, story of my life. But I will take you there soon, and we'll talk more about that and Harvard's important history and the place of America and all this stuff. But yes, he did go. He did get the education. He did get the life. But he was humble. He was a patriot against all odds. He didn't need to be. He could have lost everything because of it. His life was on the line. He was numero uno, wanted most man. And it all started here with his granddad, his father, his upbringing. And whoa, I just heard an animal. Did you guys see me jump scare? I don't know what that was. There was just like a sound. Started here in beautiful Lexington. And this is the place that shaped him. This is the place where he grew up as a young child. He used to run around here, good friends with Sam Adams and others. And they were here the night of the alarm, Paul Revere Road. They were waiting at Reverend Jonas Clark's house down the street. I think I've taken you there in other videos. Beautiful home, historic. And all these places have like tours that are seasonal that you can do as well. We'll do them eventually. And, you know, probably in spurts. And it's things that I've done that I love revisiting, but I know that you guys might be interested as well. And if there's something that you guys want to know more about or see or want me to take you to, please leave it in the comments. I am up for adventure, and if there's more explanation that's needed or something you guys want to chat about, let me know. I will do these walk and talks and take you there, and I'm trying not to biff on the ice below me right now as I walk. Whew. Okay, well, I think it's been a really fun evening. I think this was really good, really beautiful. Hope you guys learned something. Hope you enjoyed as always. And like Patrick Henry, these guys homie. He was from Virginia, but still definitely a homie. I know of no way of judging the future but by the past, and the past is here. It is alive, it is well, and it is well worth exploring. So that is what we do here. And thanks for the love. Thanks for all of the positive feedback. Liking, sharing, and subscribing, always very much appreciated, you guys. And we're just going to keep on adventuring. Much more to come. Take care, and we will see you soon. Bye. Do you guys know the whole like skibbity toilet thing? So stupid. Do you guys have teenagers that say that? Or kids? There's these kids in the cemetery. I wish I was recording. I like stopped for a second to adjust my glove, and they were like, skibbity toilet. And I was trying to think of something clever to say, but I kind of got like grumpy old lady and want to be like, skibbity toilet in the cemetery. But truthfully, it was kind of funny. Anyways, skibbity toilet.